Welcome back to the Martian. We're here at day 102, we passed the 100 mark, and we're still surviving. Things are going rather well. We got a chicken, which I lost her. We had a chicken? Really? Right, Bob the Third is no more. Right, we have to work on a chicken, it seems. Well, apart from that, we do finally have a lot of food. It's such a strange thing. I'm a little bit distracted now because he was still alive, like when I last checked, like 10 minutes ago. So that's great. Anyway, we do have a lot of food, so that part is working out again. And we still have some backup bobs in the fridge, so it's not a big disaster. So I think I know what the problem is now. We made like a loop for temperature control using these radiators and for control of the light. Now these are nested and that's giving a bit of a problem for several reasons. So we will probably decouple that today. We have the room for it. It will just cost like a little bit of resources, but that's perfectly fine. So we should definitely do that because I'm not advanced enough to merge those scripts into one thing that actually works. And we have to know our limits, of course. But let's focus on the plans a little bit for now, before focusing on all the other bits. So what we should be able to see is that the plants are actually growing rather well. So let's check it out. The temperature is a little bit low. That is a bit of a problem. So we'll slow down their growth. So we'll also work on that. Did I just swap out the chip or not? No. So yeah, the temperature is suboptimal. We will change that. Should be 2 degrees higher. I think during the day we'll actually reach that, but yeah, that's part of the nested loop. The illumination stress is down, so that's finally going well, and the carbon dioxide is still alright. We also work on that today and automate that bit. First dive into a little bit of plant genetics. Hope that that's like something you're interested in as well. We have this plant. Nope, that's not it. This one is also not it. It's this one which we labeled. So that should have produced a seed now. Can we analyze the seed, or is that not possible? Yeah. So we focused this, we selected this plant because we know that it can withstand minus 6 degrees and like and 20 kilopascal. So those are a little bit lower than your average plant. Can you start working? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And we'll see if this offspring, if that has the same great properties or if it's now a little bit different. So it can withstand actually a lower temperature even. Growth pressure is a little bit less optimal, so yeah, some perks and some downsides. We will harvest a few more of the seeds and we will focus on this plant for now. So that's one. Then we should have another one, which I think, yeah, it's this one. It was also reasonably interesting. So we will over harvest that. Nice. And the others we probably skip. So we probably just harvest that, turn it into food, or make a little bit of a reserve for when we start a chicken experiment again. We don't really use the chickens for anything. It's just fun to have chickens, I think. If we really manage to get the temperature up on Mars, then maybe you can have some free-roaming chickens. That would be fun. But we'll see how that will work. Alright. Split these, I think. That's the first step. I don't have a better way of doing this, so this is how we do it. And there's not a lot of light in this room. Do you think that will increase if we change the type of light? So if we swap this out for like the long one? Not sure if that changes anything or if they're just the same lamp. It's my head that is in the way. Alright, well, let's forget about that. So before using that, so this one had -8 and 26, so we want something that's a bit better. So we hope that maybe these seeds are a bit better. So technically these are seeds and those are grains. I don't really know what the difference is with a wheat plant. I think they're the same, but doesn't matter. So this one is a bit better actually. So it has both the temperature range perk and also can withstand lower growth pressure. Like 5 kilopascal lower. That's quite cool, so we'll separate that. So we are going into the right direction. Now we will save this as well. So let's save that maybe there. In case things will die, then we have at least some starting point. Right, so this one has a little bit less nice temperature range. No, I think that's suboptimal, right? So it's 20 kilopascal, which is quite cool. But the temperature range is not that great. I should probably relabel this so that I remember yeah, its settings. So let's actually do that. So it's -8 and 21. And the second passage, which doesn't really matter, but now we know. Yeah, so then this one is less interesting. And this package over here, I think we selected it because it had nicer pressure tolerance. So we can also look at that. Now this particular set doesn't really have that, so this is not as interesting to keep, so we'll toss that in the garbage corner. We might screen like a few of these. But I have the feeling that this is not an interesting strain to work with. So the idea is to get something that can handle freezing temperatures on Mars. We might just display that over here actually, that would be fun. Like the actual pressure and yeah, that would be fun actually. I will do that in a bit. So this is mine. Oh, this is a low pressure, 15 kilopascal. That's cool. So that's the first one, right? So maybe we'll keep this line then going. Let's check again. So I think it's -2 and 15 kilopascal that it can take, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. So it's not a bad breed at all. So we'll definitely plant that. We could still screen if there's something else. But I think we already have our answer. So we'll definitely give you a nice spot over here. Yeah, this is it's not too bad actually. So we might just save that. We should save it in the fridge then, I guess, which is a little bit inconvenient. So I guess we won't save it then. That is actually the difference between getting a sack of seeds like that or getting these. These you can just store. Yeah, so this is also not nice. Yeah, so let's forget about all these others. So let's just ditch them into the garbage pile. In fact, these are all things that we're not really interested in. So we'll just add that to this big stash. Then it's just a matter of screening these. I think the first one we already did, but I kind of forgot because my mind is racing all over the place. No, just because we're bad at multitasking, that's really it. So it's -5 and 20, and that's... yeah, very similar, to be honest. Not really that interesting. So go to the garbage. So as soon as we unlock some next level materials, we could actually force mutations. Oh, this is a great one. -13 kilo. Oh, this is interesting. So we have this -8, which is better at temperature. But this one has nice average of both worlds with low pressure and low temperature. So let's definitely label that. So I keep forgetting it. -13. That's really low, actually. Now, the annoying thing is I don't really know what the pressure will be when we pump all the CO2 in the atmosphere, so maybe the pressure is something we shouldn't focus on. I don't know. This is something that we'll find out. Maybe if we would be really smart, we could calculate it. But yeah, I don't know how the Terraformer mod works, which is the one that I use to get some effect of pumping a lot of things in the atmosphere and changing the temperature. Maybe it doesn't work and it's just base game mechanics and you just need a lot of CO2. No clue. This one is even better, -9 and 15. That is formidable. So that's actually a nice middle ground, right? -15 and -9. -9 is really low. Even have some multiplier going on. Alright, so we probably want you instead of that one, right? Yeah, so you can go to the garbage pile. It's between these two. I think we'll leave it at that, or should we screen? Well, it's a nice string, so let's screen. And we should probably label that this is the second passage already. Just to keep a little bit of a history. Yeah, this is crap. Alright. So we'll plant you. Not sure. I guess there. It's a little bit dark there without the grow lights. Can we just switch one on? Nope. Doesn't work like that. The switch is somewhere around here, but we cannot see. Yeah, we'll pause you for a second. We have a bunch of wheat seeds. So we ditch you there, and we plant this nice new strain. Would like to switch the lights on, actually. I think I found it. It doesn't really help that I don't wear my suit. All right, let's just put on the suit. This is too hard of a mini game. Hey, Floody! Greetings, space traveler. Nice. We're continuing with our planned disaster project. It's going alright, actually. It's just that because we had a little low amount of food for a while, Bob died. So Bob the Third is no longer. I think we need to start a new line of Bob. Well, that's how it goes. We got a lot of seeds all of a sudden. Do we have food now? So no chicken, but a lot of food. So we will just start growing a bunch of these, I think. So we got some nice strains growing. So it's these 3 actually. So this can go to like lower temperature resistance already, so -9 and 15 kilopascal. Whereas a normal strain is like, I think around 0 and 22 kilopascal or something. So that's pretty cool. We got a few of those. So we're getting somewhere. And we got a bunch of food again, so that's also nice. We'll just culture some. I think this is more than enough for now. We might process some of it because we are getting low on food. So let's just get like 20 going or something. I should have split that, right? Because now I have... damn it. That's alright. Yeah, the crops are a little bit better, but it's still... I'm still messing up because we are low on temperature now, so I will split those scripts because they're making a mess of things. Yeah, I will use something to split this stack, I think. This was a little bit of a mistake. Makes a lot of sense to have a stacker there as well, yeah. But I think they're really ugly, so I will use one of these, I think, for now. How much crap is in this thing? We'll be alright, we'll just get a few steel... Can I toss you in? Oh, it doesn't work, right. Then I guess I can decouple this, maybe? If I'm really lazy. Did I just put the chute in the stacker? Yeah. Ah, that's better. Alright. That's the way to do it. But yeah, you're right. I should probably have a stacker in the kitchen. Even though it's ugly. It doesn't even require power, so that's the cool thing, I guess. Alright, so we should get that going. And we should get like an IC10 chip again. Which we need a bunch of things that we don't have. Did we transfer it last time to this machine? I don't remember. Yeah, it's here. Right. Yeah, it is really ugly. Alright, it's the Electrum that we're waiting for still, which still this guy has. Give me back my Electrum. And then some gold. We should have a nice big stack over here. Yep. Right, and then the IC holder or something. Nope. Circuit. That's not it. Housing. Right. Obviously. Did I just print a bunch of it, or I think I cleared it. You think they should give us kitchen scale? Ah, yeah, that would be fun. I agree. Because how would you stack flour or something, right? I also wouldn't find it strange if you could manually split flour, because I guess you could just pour things by hand, right? Maybe it's a stupid thought. Yeah. Alright, so we will use this chip to split the temperature control. Split those two systems. Should work a little bit better. We gave it a try to make some fancy look, but now we have to admit that that's not our level of programming yet. Cut our losses. You can do it, pressure regulator. There we go. Let's get some food cooking. No, we cannot swap. There we go. Freshly cooked food. So once we got the temperature under control and things like that, we can probably start growing potatoes again. But for now, I don't want to risk the last 2 seeds that we have. We still have 2, but... Alright, let's put the stacker in place, which will go hidden, so we don't see its ugly face. Nice, behind the door. Alright, that should work. So still some random wheat. I think this was reserved for the chicken. It's not here. We'll toss it in the corner. Alright, let's fix this script. See if we dare. So this is a mixed script for light and for temperature. So that's the thing that we will split. So I'll quickly copy that to Notepad. So let's forget about the whole temperature bit. And will we use a sleep timer? No, we also don't need that. We can greatly simplify this. So we'll load the radiance and if light value is bigger than 0, so the moment it detects sunlight, we want the growth light to switch on. The sleep timer we could still use actually. So you sleep for 1 minute. Yeah, that does actually make sense. You sleep for 1 minute if there's not sun, and for 10 minutes if there is, because that will kind of get the script in sync with the rhythm. There's like the Carsian cycle or something, I think is the official word, but basically sunrise, sunset. So for that we need to also store this, the sleep time value. So we wait for 1 minute if it's dark and if it's not. So we jump to sleep. If it's not, then we'll set the lights on and we'll wait for 9 minutes. And then actually we can go back to start, so that's the whole script. So we can remove the whole temperature bit and the ventilation. We should probably switch the light off again. So then indeed we don't need the sleep timer, we just can state the sleep time manually. Sleep for 60 seconds or sleep for 9 minutes. In the end we will get there. We'll just start with the growlight off, and then all things are fine again. So, we'll go through it once more. We load the current value of solar light. If there's any, then we'll just store it. We'll switch the lights off in starting position. This will check if there is any sun. If there is, it will switch the lights on, which is this bit. This could be simpler even, but this is fine. If there isn't, it will switch the light off, which it already is. So I guess this can go away. If it isn't, then you'll just sleep for 60 seconds and jump back to start. And this will just switch the light on, sleep, and jump back to start. That's it. That's all we need. Let's see. You coded a fancy for your level of coding, a weather warning system that will activate flashing lights and alarms when there's a storm. That is cool. I can imagine that will be useful. And the hard part was to add a button to turn off the alarm sounds. Right, because you have to break the loop or something, right? Yeah, I'm also bad at coding. I think this is the safe level to do things if you don't want to spend too much time doing it. You can't have a loop, right? Because you use a button. Or there is no loop, of course. Yeah. Remove this first. So this is just temperature. Should we label this as well? I guess we should. Alright, so let's see if that at least works. And we'll install the next one as well. So this will be, I see, light, grow light, I guess. So you have temperature control, solar tracking in the same chip. Yeah, that is cool. Using branching and store return address to some situational value. That sounds really complex, but that's quite cool. It's of course difficult to share those kind of scripts because it depends on the setup of the base, so you need like 20 sentences of explanation on how to install the script with the necessary components. Right, so now we focus on the temperature bit. So we will clear this. We will paste the temperature bit. So this is still the old code. So we have to remember to actually set these values now on this new chip. We could optimize it a little bit so that this is the temperature sensor is now the D0 and the vent is D1. If we do that, do we have to change anything else? I don't think so. So cycle ventilation based on temp or something, I don't know, with some description. Should work. So we'll start the script. Remove the bit that codes lighting. So first, it will check what the current temperature is using the temperature sensor in D0. Makes it easier that we don't have to scroll now as well. And it will start in the off position, so that's always fine. Then, if the temperature is above 27 degrees, we want to ventilate. And otherwise we want to sleep. So we can directly say how many seconds we would like to sleep. So let's just go and check every 20 seconds or something. So if we need ventilation, then we send the ventilation on. We'll leave it on for 10 seconds. After which we'll jump back to start. And that's really all that there is to it. Because then it will switch the vent off. And it will check again. So this is programming for noobs, which I think is fine. Because it should work, and that's the important bit. So let's see if that works. If we stick that in and then mess around with the wiring. That's actually the airco, that was correct. There's a way to go back, right? Alright, and that should work. So I switched them around, no? Hi. 1 second. So I call this one the one for light and this one for temperature, while it's the other way around. That's just going to be really confusing. Very nice. That will cause a major headache if I don't change that now. I thought I was doing everything very neatly, but think again. Alright. And let's hide the notepad so I can see what the hell you are saying. So it's straightforward to read and understand actually. After cleaning code up and adding commands, easy to just grab part of the code. Ah yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, so you're trying to minimize power usage. That makes a lot of sense. To make it elegant. But on the other hand, it's easy to get power here, so yeah, it's not always required, but I can understand that it feels like you're being very efficient and that that's something that would be fun. Now actually I have to watch out a little bit, because the temperature here is getting really low, so I will quickly grab a flare to very lazily fix that. Should have a bunch of him still. What's that? Yeah, we have a bunch. This is the laziest way to increase temperature in this game that I know. We could already start, actually. But let's wait until we're actually in the base. Yeah, toss that. Alright, so we can see the temperature moving. I guess we can just... oh, we lit the wrong one. This is very pretty. This is where I would store a chicken if I had one. Right, so temperature is moving. It takes a bit longer than I expected because we of course have a bigger base now. Very nice and organized. Not sure if that's referred to me or to your code, but to your base. Oh yeah. Alright. I'm curious to see... I think the sun is about to come up, right? Yeah. So we will, in one go, be able to see if the growlights will switch on automatically or not. We'll take a minute or 3, I guess, before it hits the light sensor that it's hidden around there. But we'll find out. Hello, Slurp. Can I call you Slurp? Or should I add D? Stuff crammed in every corner. No, this is very organized. This is fine. And also the change in having like a nice floor and then stop bothering here. Slurp is fine. Cool. Are you a fan of Stationeers as well, or just checking the game out just now? Alright. Well, it looks like the room is heating up a little bit finally. Let's check if our plans are happier as well. You like it? Cool. Are you playing on the moon, Mars, or something more challenging, either like Venus or something? Are you happy, planned? It is growing pretty efficiently, actually. So the current temperature is fine. It doesn't matter. It's not bothered by it at all. And there should be no elimination stress. So that's also fine. And the CO2 is still very high, so it's also very happy about that. And those are the more important things to watch out for, I guess. So now there is sun and no light switch on. Ah, the script is so much more efficient if we split it to 2 things. Right. So what we should see happening is that the base will heat up a bit more during the day. So I expect when we come back that the temperature will be steady at 28 or something, because that's what we set it to with our simple script. But we'll find out later. So that bit is at least working. We should maybe snack a little bit more. Apparently we're taking a bite out of every bar. Nice. Like some psychopath. Just want to taste all of them to see if there's different flavors after being here for 100 days. Alright, let's escape outside. You finished Mars terraforming. I was about to do terraforming here. Nice. I'm not sure if I want to know how you did it or not. I'll think about that for a minute. I can tell you how we are planning to do it though. But maybe... yeah, I don't know. Do I want any spoilers? Probably not. A lot of work. Yeah. Well, I will tell you how I'm planning to do it, but please don't tell me if it's going to work or not. Like, spoiler free. So let's actually walk over to the area. It's strange that there's a random ore here. Alright. So I will walk you to our fantastic setup. So on one hand we have the plants, of course, which you just saw. So we are genetically modifying them to be able to be resistant to lower temperatures. So like -10 I think we're currently at. So there will be one part of the plan, because it's now... what is it actually on Mars? Oh shit, we have the plan ship. Well, it's cold, and we can see maybe from the suit external... oh no, that's only external pressure, right? Or is it 8 degrees? No, I think it's 8 degrees actually, the external, yeah. But anyway, we got a Deepminer setup here, which is spitting out a bunch of crap, because we didn't finish the setup yet. Yeah, it's more chaos. Just for Flotty, because he likes that. So what we're doing is that we are mining for coal and we are burning it directly. So we need to expand this setup so we'll go a bit faster. But the idea is that we just pump CO2 in the atmosphere, so that would be the terraforming attempt. Needs to be optimized, but that's the general gist. So we should see an increase in CO2. I'm not sure if I can already... it's the chip again. If I can already see it. But yeah, that's the basic part of it. So the plants will help with O2, which is not really required, but that will help me breathe, of course. And we still have some eggs in the closet that should be viable. So maybe we'll have chickens roaming around it someday. I am very curious though. Do you remember at which pressure you will end up at when doing terraforming? Like if you get like a decent temperature or something, do you remember in what range of pressure we should be thinking? I think that's a spoiler that I would like to know. Because I guess I could calculate it if I were smart, but we're not. Maybe I'll take some iron actually, that's nice. But yeah, that's the plan in order to get some life into this planet. So I dream of having plants outside. Just vast rows of wheat growing. The edible kind. And the reason why building far away is not clear for any of us. So it's just the way it is. That's where the Deepminer wanted it to be. Yeah, the power tower. It's a little space engineer. Well, I guess like handicap. No, that's not the right word. Something I took along from Space Engineers. You had these power towers, and I like them. So indeed, it saved me from getting lost a few times. Alright, so what we'll do now is more scripting, unfortunately. Simple one, so it should go rather fast. So what we want to do is to build something to pump some CO2 in our base, so we keep it at 1%, because the plants are really great at depleting the O2, but then choke themselves essentially. So we want to solve that, and for that we need, I guess, some pipes. We got these insulated painted pipes, and we already have the sorter. No, that's not it. The atmospherics kit. We want to filter for the pollution. Not sure where I stack those. I think downstairs. And I think we just need a passive vent. And then the IC housing chips and things again. But we'll worry about that in a sec. Since we're too lazy to walk around, we'll just briefly create an entrance here. Alright. Power low? No, that's not possible. So we'll just filter CO2 from the atmosphere here into the base. We already have a passive vent there. I guess I did some preparation already. You find it handy to store stuff in cardboard boxes. I did actually when moving to the new location. Well, not actually cardboard boxes. I used the crates from the start and I dragged that over to the new spot. That was nice. So let's see, let's stick this to the base, I guess. Guess we can just do it like this. Will be ugly. Yeah, it's fine. Very efficient with saving pipes. Of course, they're really expensive, so you better save them up. So what did we need again in order to weld this up? I think some plain tubes. These. And some wires. Oh yeah, that actually sounds useful to have a cardboard box in your inventory. Also for maybe ores. Here we go. We do actually need a bit more room. Do I want to add a pipe heater? Doesn't really matter actually, because we'll just add like tiny amounts of CO2, so the base should be able to cope. Yeah, shouldn't matter. Can we? Oh yeah, we need this thing, of course. You get pressure to the minimum to safely open the helmet. Right, so that's like just save power in your suit or something. I think I reduced it a little bit to like, what is it actually? I guess it's now 80, so it could go lower even, you mean. Is there really a disadvantage to doing that? Because I didn't really discover one. Oh, this guy really likes jumping. Might have to do something with the atmosphere on Mars. Right, so we get power. Now just to move the last few things. Get back there. So first we were manually adding CO2 to this place. So we started over here, and we were just dragging bottles into the base, which was great until I realized this would be a long-term problem. I thought we'd just ditch a bunch and that would suffice, but yeah, planets require a lot of CO2, it turns out, and me and or meanwhile dead chicken wasn't enough to get some CO2 going. You save storage on your shelves using cardboard boxes. Yeah, I have like a crab locker downstairs. I might use those indeed. So cardboard boxes are made using plastic or something, or there's no paper in the game, I guess. Silicon. I guess there are glass boxes then. Alright, so we had some filters, and then this should allow us to do some things. Might just label it. So we'll add CO2 to it, and that should help us to remember what we were doing. Did we already print some extra housings? No. So we had some IC10 chip and a housing, and we can still make those. That's nice. That's the waste locker. This is where the cardboard might come in handy. And now we got some pollutant filters. That's the wrong one. There's no contents to clear. Why do I keep cancelling the manufacturing? That's strange. Well, let's first build that one, I guess. So this is all set to go. That's nice. We can add the window back in before we forget and there's a storm inside. Did you finally... Oh, there is something here already. I'm losing my mind, I guess. But the important bit is that we have both parts. Should just get the laptop and then we're good to go. So that will allow us actually to check if the temperature is meanwhile settled. Looks like it's 20 degrees, which means things are cooling down a little bit faster than intended. I think I know what's going on actually. So even though we have a script, is this the temperature one? No, it's the light one. So even though we have a script that is just checking if things are import below like the 300 Kelvin, so the 27 degrees. So that's very simple, so we'll just check, do I need to vent, yes or no, and otherwise sleep. So even though that's going on, and it's not really any space to mess this up, apart from that it might vent for too long, so we could reduce this to like 5 seconds even. But what's probably going on is that during the night, this cooling system still works, even though there's passive vent connected and it's no active airflow. It probably still cools the base down. And that's the real problem, things are not working. So we should probably just remove a bunch of these radiators and then see if that solves it. Thank you very much for joining, Slurp. And good luck on TikTok with Farming Sim 25. I played that a little bit now, the 24 actually. Or maybe even the version before that. But that requires a special skill of patience. But yeah, best of luck with your Farming Sim. Alright, let's pack this. Temp to at least. Yes. They're very happy actually, driving towards fruiting. Nice. We'll snack a little bit. This guy likes eating. Get some oxygen. And we're good to go. So let's briefly remove the radiators, since we still remember. Requires a wrench, I think. So let's see if this is too much, or if this actually works. So we'll just cycle more, so we'll waste a bit more power. I'm sorry, Floody. But it should work. I don't have a way of refueling it, but I think you can use any gas, right? So I could technically use the oxygen bottles, although it's very lazy. Look, you're on the board, by the way. Reasons why this base still stands. It can be dangerous. Yeah, right, because you add some ignition part to your whole system. Yeah, I guess that is indeed maybe a bit of a problem. we'll find out soon enough. But at least you've warned me. So that's very nice of you. Alright. New chip. New goal. This will be for the CO2. And the chip as well, I guess. Now I kind of forgot what we could do with the gas sensors. I thought there was something like CO2 ratio that we could measure. Ratio carbon dioxide, yeah. Yeah, indeed. I did actually have a setup to get a bottle of CO2, but I just removed it. But that might have been better to use for a jetpack. I completely agree with you. Yeah. So what we might do, I don't know, maybe at some point we'll hijack the filter, we add another loop to it, and then, or maybe we could also expand this bit, where we extract this O2. Yeah, we could indeed do that. But well, one thing at a time. We want to use a gas sensor. Why? Oh, it's not connected. Maybe we should do that. And we need a bit more cable, it seems. That is unfortunate. Although, it looks like there's an opportunity here of cleaning up the base and getting some cables. Like you said, it's an organized mess. Alright, let's see if we can do it now. So this is a gas sensor, which I'm guessing is in the base. I didn't specify. I think we can make that assumption. Very risky. So this is the CO2, and I think that's all we want for now. What would actually be nice... your base has stuff cramped in every corner. Alright, so you weren't actually sarcastic. I thought you were. I was like, yeah, it's not very tidy, but that's cool. So, do you know if I make like a LED display, can I just actively print the CO2 ratio on this from like an IC10 chip? Yeah, alright, I never tried that, but we should probably try. Console. What are you missing? Copper. Alright, we have stacks. Heaps. That would be fun. So we can actually see what we're doing. So that would look like... yeah, that's fine. So I might need your help for how this LED works then. So if we just... I guess stick it over there, which is not very pretty, but it should just work. There we go. I want you to detect. Let's give it a name as well, because once I figured out how to do this, I will probably have LEDs all over the place. There we go. Let's see. Straightforward, just send the value you want to display. Alright, let's see if we can figure out how to do that. So this is the gas sensor, and then this would be the filtration filter, I guess, and this would be the LED. In the, let's actually change that, D2, and this would be, I guess, the CO2 ratio. So we will load the CO2, if I can remember how to type, ratio from D1, which is called, I forgot, ratio carbon dioxide. Read CO2 ratio, and we will blur this out, I guess. Well, we can already do that. Filter on start and off position, that we can already do. And we can already do this, which will be a number which we don't know yet. And the filter should eventually go on, depending on some condition. So that should work. So we load in the ratio, we set the filter in the off position, then if the ratio is below or above some value, which we will determine later, then it will go to the on state for some time, and otherwise we will sleep and jump back to the start. That's the basic part. Then what would be fun is to here then include the active ratio. We will blur this out for the moment actually, because we don't need this yet. And then we need power of flooding, where we read how to do this bit. So we can write a color and set a mode, I guess, to write. Setting, save setting. Alright. Ah, right. Okay, I think I know how to do this then. Set, and then we want D2 setting, like so. And then we want value from this. Not sure if this is how to do this, but we'll find out very soon. Yeah, that's not how to do it. Alright. Let's check it. Let's check it out again.
Power low.
Ah, that might be... Right, let's check that indeed. So this is the gas sensor, it's the D0. It's the filtration on D1 and the LED on D2. So that's correct, I think. Yeah. So the LED is D2, and we want to set the LED to do something. I think this is how I should translate what you said, but maybe not. Or is save function something else? It's here, maybe? Or this is, I think this is scripts. Oh, this is just stores. All right. You also can't remember. Right, so we'll look it up and see who's faster. It's a race. I also never remember the syntax, that's the whole problem. So that's why it's a little bit difficult for me to write these things from scratch. So you load the ratio in R0. Yes, so that's what we do. Well, so we alias R2 and then we load the ratio in there. Set Alright, so yeah, but this could be then also the CO2, right? Because we specified here the ratio, so that should actually work. Alright, so for now we jump back to start, I guess. And now it's giving some error, but that's interesting. Why don't you like line 11? That is new, because we used the wrong sensor. We want the gas sensor, so that's what's going wrong. I guess it doesn't help. So that might explain why things are not working. Hey! Now, I don't know what this translates to, so I think we need to go upstairs and see. We can change to percentage. Ah, because now it's... If you look at the settings, right? LED. Ah yeah, mode. No, that's not it. Reader. Oh right, oh that's secret then. So the mode has 3 secret settings. Oh no, there it is. I'm looking at the wrong bit. Right, so you have the default and the percent. Ah, so I'm learning now how to read this extra bit. I never noticed that this was a thing. Alright, so we will also set the mode then. That I should be able to know how to do. So we will first do that. Let's also isolate this for a bit, because then I can remember what it is. Set, and then it's D2 to mode, and we will try the first one. Hey, that's cool. No, I think you're right. I think this is correct. So 7% is also what I remember that the percentage was. Yeah, so that's actually quite easy. So that will help us massively. So now we know how this works, and we know what the current percentage is. So that prevents us from guessing what these numbers have to be. So essentially we're not blind anymore. Set LED. Oh yeah, I forgot that the typing went a little bit strange. Set LED. I don't know where I'm typing. Set LED to yes. So my cursor is at the wrong spot for me to see where I am. Percentage. All right. Yeah, that's true. We can move that up actually. But well, I just keep everything together. Inefficient is the name of the game. Once we know that bit, then we'll start with inefficient is the name of the game. Once we start with that bit, then we know what to do actually. So we can continue with the second part. So we want a below ratio, I guess. So if the CO2 is below a certain ratio, we want the filter to go on. I forgot actually what that was. So this is bigger than right. So the smaller than, is it also something? Lower than probably. Alright, this is branch if greater than. Right, that's what it represents. So we still want to branch. And then may I post a link? I don't know if it will be blocked or not. Hey, we got someone in YouTube chat as well. How are you doing, Zero? Hope I'm not too late with responding. Yeah, I think it's fine, but I just don't know what Twitch will do because I don't remember the settings of Twitch. I will spend looking into Twitch a little bit more next week. I will have more time. Ah yeah, so it's blocked. So can I unblock that? Can I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry, Floody. I need to learn Twitch. I started on YouTube and that was going great, but yeah, I'll need to look a little bit into Twitch. Right, so I forgot to come on to branch if greater than. Oh, there's a cheat sheet. Ah, that's nice. We should definitely use that. So we will do the other way around, because I forgot what it was actually. So if the percentage is greater than 1, then essentially we want it to do nothing, and otherwise we want it to do something. So we'll switch this around. Let's set it to 2%. Yeah, so if it's 2 actually. So if it's bigger, if the ratio is bigger than 2, then we want the filter to go off, and otherwise we want it to go on. So that's this bit, and I guess we want to filter for, I don't know how many seconds, let's just go 5. Not sure how fast the filter will work. And we jump back to start and we check again, and the filter will go off otherwise, which I guess it's already at. So I guess we'll just sleep then. So that should be it. So we add some description, and let's see if that works. I will briefly check if I connected the things the right way around. I think I did, but now I'm starting to doubt myself. I'm worried that I pump a shit ton of gas in our base. So we'll take Martian atmosphere, we'll filter the volatiles out, and we connected the wrong bit, because now we'll pump volatiles, pollution straight in our base. So that's not what we want. That's not what we want at all. So we need to switch this around a little bit, so that it won't do this. Who needs doors when you have crowbars? Indeed. We're like a Martian burglar. Yeah, so we will switch this around a little bit. I'm very happy that I checked that. So we need a bit more piping. This is stupid. Alright. Alright, so we will move this backward a little bit, because I messed up. We'll just ditch everything here. If there is a storm now, then things will fly by. What do we need to deconstruct this again? I forgot. Wire cutters would be strange. And drill, obviously. Wrench? Yeah, because we need to remove the pipes. More pipes. Got a whole lot of them. What filter do we have in the basement? It's the O2 filter, so it will pump O2 in this canister and take it out of our base. So the plants generate a lot of O2. So we take some out, we add it to our filter, and that's what we're using. So what we're filtering out actually is from the atmosphere of Mars, so it's like... we still have the stupid plant ship in there. So it's like 90%... You're probably talking about something else. You're probably talking about using this for the jetpack, right? So for this bit we just use like the CO2 stored in the Martian atmosphere and just pump that in our base. So that's what this specific bit is about, but you're talking about the jetpack part that we discussed earlier. Guess we will just do it like this. I could actually move it a little bit closer, I guess. And we could go... I didn't have to move it at all. But well, we'll do like this now. Can you please go back in the storage? Yeah. Oh, great. Alright, so now we'll filter out all pollution. And we'll continue with the rest, which is mainly CO2, so that's fine. So we add some O2 back to the system and some nitrogen, but that's all good. We don't mind. So we can build that up a little bit. And first probably fix the wiring, because that will be in the way. We can add those as well, actually, using a screwdriver, I guess, or yeah. All right.
Power critical.
Power critical. Oh no. That's the air conditioning that I made now. Great! I keep falling for that trick. I've never used an air conditioner in this game in this way. I think I've done this now at least 3 times in this game. Something about a donkey hitting a tree several times or something. Alright, so now it will filter out the pollutant. We will just cycle that back to the vent, but we'll continue with everything else. So that's the second outlet. So that's an important little detail. Then we need to go back to the inlet. Yeah, I don't know why we always forget, but maybe because we use the filter a lot and the air conditioning not so much. Alright, so we will loop it around, because it will be very pretty, obviously. This will be extremely pretty. This is the way to do things. Look at that majestic filter. Very pretty. Alright. So what this ugly contraption will do is it will take Martian atmosphere, which contains a lot of CO2, and it will filter it. It will ditch everything apart from the pollutant, which we absolutely don't want, in our base, and recycle all the other things, which will then be vented out and things will continue in an endless loop. So that's what this will do. And then our script downstairs, it will only switch on this thing if the percentage of CO2 in our base drop below 2%. And that's really all there is to it. This cable is connected to downstairs, so that's why it's on the same electrical circuit and why we can see all this information. That's my job done. I did some actual explaining on what we did. It also causes cooling, indeed. But since we only add like a tiny bit of CO2, I think it will be alright. But maybe I'm wrong, and that's a problem for the future to solve. Because, as you know, that's how things go in Stationeers. So now I think we are ready to use our script. Because we just prevented it from adding a lot of pollution to our base, which was an important little correction. So yeah, it will load all the information from the sensor. It will detect the filter and the LED, and we give an alias to the R2 value, just so we know what it is. So we load the carbon ratio, set the filter in off position to start with, and we set the LED to show the percentage of CO2 so that we know what we're working with. So that's those 2 bits. And then if the CO2 ratio is above 2%, we don't do anything. But if it's not, meaning it's below 2%, then we set the filter to the on position and we add CO2 to our base. We do that for 5 seconds until we jump back to start. And from that point on, we will set the filter off again. And that's what it will keep doing. In case it doesn't need to do anything, it will jump to the off position, we'll just sleep for 20 seconds and go back up. Now ideally you would use a different bit for this, where you just say if the CO2 ratio is below 2, and then things will look much cleaner, but I forgot the command for that, so we'll go with this. We should probably export it once more because we now checked it. And there we go. it's done. And it doesn't like things. Why are you complaining? What did we do wrong at line 12? It's probably forgetting the filter because we just moved it. So we need to... because we named it and we didn't name the new filter. So that's stupid. Let's do that briefly. And then we finally concluded this bit. There we go. So, yeah, it doesn't detect. Ah, yeah, now it is there. Alright, so now it's happy. You're on the wall, yeah! You're the reason why this base hasn't exploded yet. Very grateful for that. Plus the reason why this game is a bit more fun than it's normally. The wall of fame. If you want to be off the wall, then you can say so as well. But for now, you're on the wall. If you don't want to be associated with this pile of garbage. It's like, this is not my doing. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be held responsible. Alright. Hunger, misery, everything. Alright, we have a new filter. Things are going well. Do I want to go inside? I don't know. Probably we should get some oxygen. So there's no easy way to test this system now, because I have no means of dropping the CO2 rapidly. But we can, of course, regrow the plants, and they will consume the CO2, and then we know. We might also want to move the display to this place, or we just measure with a tablet, which I guess is easier in this case. And that reminds me to finally change this stupid thing around. Alright, so CO2 is indeed at 7%, so that's correct. Looks like it's increasing, but I think that's not what's really happening. We cannot check because apparently the filter is not showing us from this side if it's powered on or not. A little oversight, but it's fine. But the pressure is not changing, so it's just a fluctuation in CO2, I think. Yeah. Alright. It's a great honor. Alright. That's very kind. I will take a 5 minutes break. I'll get a snack. I'll be back in just that time. Meanwhile, we see that the temperature is doing a little bit better. So I think reducing the radiators is part of the solution. So I hope I will see you in a bit. Alright, welcome back to a Martian adventure. We're at day 106 and we just fixed our base problems, it seems. We added some CO2 loop and our plants should be happier now because they have a constant supply of CO2. At least that's the idea. We almost messed up the circulation so that we added a bunch of pollutants, but we discovered it just in time. So let's at least start harvesting these plants. We'll switch to... Should we switch the light on? It's a little bit dark here. I think I will add some normal lights here as well. Would make a lot of sense. But anyway, we are growing a bunch of plants, and some of them are have some favorable genetic traits, and we labeled them like that. So we should keep an eye on those, but we will harvest the other ones. Why are we... it's the wheat seeds that are annoying me. Ah. So we have a lot of wheat. We should probably grow a chicken again. The early grind of making bread by hand. No, it's not bread. It's nasty little... what is it? Bars of wheat, of flour. Very delicious. But yeah, these plants should eventually grow outside for our terraforming efforts. We have a lot of freshly picked genetic traits. And we have the boring strain that we'll use for eating. But yeah, it's wheat all the way. So this actually produced some seeds already, right? Yeah, that's quite cool. We will definitely save those. Cereal bars. No, we don't have oil indeed. I actually don't do trading in this game. Well, in this run, I should say, because I like the idea of surviving alone on Mars, like the kind of Martian experience. Yeah, I remember like 2 years ago or something, you did get some ferns, but also now we don't get them, so I'd better not mess up my lungs. It's a bit of a challenge. Alright, so we want to screen these. And maybe use them as a backup. Nice little bags. So let's see what's going on with these. And I'm contemplating whether or not to revive another Bob. Let's also get something to drink and stuff like that. At least here we have light. Cereal bars, very delicious. You're also playing Mycetes? That's a curious name. Is it a reference to fungi or not? Oh, so this one can grow in -10. So this is a very nice, nice little strain. Slime mold species. Ah, that is very cool. Nice. Of course, I know because I studied biology, so I know some very strange little things. And I slightly remembered that indeed Mycetes is like the fungal domain. But slime molds, that is quite interesting. Alright, so we will save this this strain. We should relabel it. And the kilopascal is a bit worse actually. No, it's actually better still. Bioengineering, that's very cool. So I guess this appeals to you then, the plant engineering part. Yeah, the genetics are cool. So now we're doing it the boring way, where you just grow and yeah, kind of manually select. There's also a way to destabilize genetics and stabilize them, so certain genes I mean. That is quite cool. The only problem is that I don't really know what we're aiming for. So I'm trying to terraform Mars, but I won't know what the actual pressure will be in relation to the temperature. So it's a little bit of a downside. Right, so this thing is crap. This is not really doing much. Yeah, it's a step in the wrong direction. Yeah, it's terraforming mod. I don't know if it's still working or if it's broken, because the game went through massive updates. I think the most recent one was the one adding water. So it could be that all the dynamics are broken. But well, we'll just try. I don't really know what the mod does. I'm not sure if the base game allows you to pump a lot of CO2 in the atmosphere and rise the temperature, or if that's already what the mod is doing. I think this one, right? The mood update, yeah. The showers and stuff like that. Right, so this one has a very low growth pressure range. That is quite cool. Maybe we'll save that as well. So what was it? Nope, don't do that. -5 and 15. It's a little bit setback. Let's just leave it there. And the last one. Yeah, I think it's a nice goal for Mars. To try and raise the temperature. And grow some plants outside. And maybe even chickens if we get there. So what does this do? It went to growth pressure of 8. That is a big change. Temperature wise we're not doing so well. But that is very interesting. So it's actually at the 0 degrees. And then it's 8, right? Continues to type 9. Cool. So that's a nice one as well. So we want to take... I don't know actually what happens if I stack this. So if I have like one bag that it's labeled like this, and I add another bag to that, which I name prep. So if I stack these, then they will just be called 2 times crap. But if I unsplit them, alright, so they're still keeping their names. That's nice. So we can just yeah, stack all of these, and we still know what's inside. So that's nice. So this will be our backup for if our genetic plan fails. We shouldn't put that in the machine. That's a little bit unfortunate placing. I don't have a great experience with the packaging machine, so we should at least switch it off, I guess. Yeah, and the crap we will just plant, I guess. So we will continue screening these another time. For now they're, yeah, still surviving, so that's fine. We will try to grow another chicken, I think, because chickens are fun. They're also very annoying, but they're also fun. So there's a bunch of wheat. We should switch off the temperature regulation then, which is this one. So that's off. Ditch the laptop. Then we get ourselves some flares and a chicken, and then should be good. Maybe close our helmet. Let's see. You have a project which is building a rocket. Oh no. It sounds like a lot of explosions in the making. And you got carried away and distracted by base building and thermodynamics. Phase changes. Yeah, that's something I didn't dare trying. I think Blooddy's still around, and he did try, so he's also in chat. So we have some kind of expert here. Yeah, you are there. Alright, so we'll take an egg. This is the offspring of Bob the Magnificent Chicken. We'll take a bunch of flares. So we'll try to culture a chicken again. How did you keep the eggs alive during the early game? No, I built a fridge. It's the fridge I just showed you actually. I moved it a few times, but same concept. Let's ditch the egg first and then I will explain. Stuff a few flares in there as well. So it's a fridge and you just ditch nitrous oxide into like an ice grinder. And you can quickly build up some pressure, and that will save it. Yeah, small fridge, which is really cheap. A little bit overpowered actually. Right, so I'm guessing we need at least 3. Oh, that's just throwing it. It's also cool, but it's not really what we want. Very bright. Sorry if it hurts your eyes. Alright, so those will be incubating, very nice. Temperature is quickly rising. Yeah, you fed it with nitrous ice. Yeah, that's the trick. So that we keep chickens on Mars. Now I imagine that if we let this settle and just go for years and years to come, I will have Jurassic Park. But I'm afraid we won't get that far. Cannot speed up evolution of the chickens. Alright. In the meantime, we might do some boring genetic screening. So what is our most promising strain? Is it... This is low temperature, low pressure. I think that's the most interesting one. Yeah, let's go for this one. Let's put something in our hand so we'll drop it automatically. There we go. Let's see. How is our planned project going? This is a tongue twister. So I think for the chicken you need like at least 35 degrees or something. Egg. Yeah, at least 35. So I hope we get there. And then we should get a chicken again. So this is minus 10 and 17 kilopascal. That's quite cool. So at least we are headed in the right direction. So this doesn't seem too difficult to change actually, even without the genetic tool. What was it called? The stabilizer, destabilizer. So this is minus 11 even. But then the pressure is a bit worse. So let's not use that one. I don't know, do I want to specify... I think it's easiest to go for one that has both low values, so we don't need to play with genetic stabilizing and things like that. Because I don't know how easy that bit is. But But I do remember that on Mars it gets very cold, right? Like some minus 40 or something is not unheard of. So minus 13 even, and 18. This is a clear winner. So 13 and 18, right? Yeah. That's quite cool. We're getting somewhere. So this will be planted for sure. And we should probably mention it's the third passage, just for the nerd statistics. So this can do -7. It's very low pressure, so that's quite cool still. It's not too bad. Maybe we'll culture this one as well. So it's -7 and 11. It's this one. And the passage. And I forgot the first one, but I think that was doing not so well. So this is -10 and 17. Not too bad actually. But I think we should focus on the temperature, because that will be the first problem, I think. Yeah, so we'll continue with those two. And ignore the rest. Right, how is Bob the Fourth doing? $31 only. Alright, so we need a bit more. Should have ditched that in the other room actually, because it's hurting my eyes. Let's get you out of here. Alright. And should we make something to eat? We will probably do that. Steal some weed. We'll make a freshly made nutritious bar. Cereal bar, I should probably say. Yeah, the low battery. That's you're right. I should do something about that. But first we'll make something delicious. A cereal bar. We've been eating that for the past few days. Nice. Alright. Some water going. Almost reaching the magic number of 35. Chicken friendly temperature. I think that's it for today. So I'll be wrapping up. So next time we'll continue with, well, observing the chicken, but that's not something we'll do for very long. But also with our deep mining project at the other base. We have a second base, which we built far, far away for no good reason. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you also for subscribing. It's very kind of you. And yeah, I hope I'll see you another time. Both of you, hopefully. It's already 2 people, things are going great. But yeah, have a nice day, and bye bye.